Well, let's go ahead and get going for our final portion of our Bringing Education Systems Together to Strengthen California's Teacher Workforce. I wanted to share with everybody, I'm putting some information in the chat right now. It's a list of quite a few different things that I want to call your attention to. First off, we have a conference survey. It's not like a traditional conference survey though. It's like, what do you want for the next? Like, what's happening next? Do we want to start meeting quarterly? Do we want this conference to be every year? Like, what do we need to make this cross-system action happen? Not just the like we need the action. And so really, if you have a moment to fill out the survey, I'll be bugging you a couple times over the next few days. If you have a moment to figure it out and to write down your thoughts, we'd so greatly appreciate it. I also want to let you know that I created a special survey that's specifically for CalSTRS. And I want to just share with you, I went to the CalSTRS session yesterday and there wasn't that many people in it. Of course, typical CalSTRS, they still do this fantastic presentation. And I started thinking, man, I see CalSTRS as a partnership that should be in all of our teacher preparation programs personally. And so I created a CalSTRS very quick survey for anybody who's interested in knowing what they offer and like how it relates to your teacher preparation program. And I'm going to be totally honest with everybody. I am straight up doing bribery for this survey. I even have something on there that says, click, I want nothing to do with this, but I still want to be in the opportunity drawing. So for everybody who submits the CalSTRS survey, I want to let you know that I will personally be purchasing a $20 gift card for one person. I'll do an opportunity drawing next Tuesday where I will pull from everybody who's put in the survey. And what I'm going to do is whoever wins, I'll contact the person and say, where do you want the card? Do you want In-N-Out? Do you want Target? Like what's best for you? Amazon, and make sure that I get it to you. So, and that's because I really want to make sure that we continue to increase that connection with CalSTRS. I also want to let you know, and I know we have some people that are still joining, so for those of you who've been here and you keep seeing me keep posting, I apologize, it's the same thing, but we all know how the chat doesn't show for people who are just coming in. So I also want to share that we have in the chat the California Community College Teacher Preparation Program's calendar for fall. On there, it has all the dates for the ECECOP, or excuse me, the first date for ECECOP, but it has all the dates for the EDUCOP. It's got the dates for fall for the Leadership Community of Practice. It's got the dates for fall for any of you that are in the Teach Los Angeles region and specifically working with community colleges. We have a meeting for that. We also have the larger California Community College Teacher Preparation Program's monthly meeting, and we'd love for you to join us. So all of those invitations are on that TPP calendar. I also want to share, I've had some colleagues ask me for more information about the Coalition for Anti-Racist Education. We have Lisa Wilson, who's on right now. She's the lead of that group, and I put Lisa's email in the chat along with the website for CARE. I know there's a lot of groups doing equity work right now, and you want to be working with CARE. Check out the website, check out what they have to offer. I've had the opportunity to be interviewed by them. I've had the opportunity to work with them, and they are fantastic. And I highly suggest you look in the Coalition for Anti-Racist Education and see how you can get involved. I also want to share that I put all the different COP links in there. If you want to join a COP and you want to be on that listserv, here's the thing, it's no obligation. You'll get a message once or twice a month. Here's what we have going, come join us if you want. There is never any pressure. There's no sell. There's no cost. It's about creating space for us to all come together. So please join us. I also want to just, before we go into final words, I just want to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to Dr. Rosemary Wren and to Bobby Becca, because they have been helping this conference from the moment of conception through delivery. They're on I mean, you can't even imagine. Bobby and I, we got off from the first call or from the first conference on Wednesday. We went straight into another call for 2 hours talking about what happened and how we can make things better and what the future is going to look like. These are very committed individuals. And Rosemary and I have so much fun because we talk about all these, like we talk a lot about the art of teaching together, because we both believe that there's an art to what we do. And it really has a much bigger purpose, what we do. I also want to give a shout out. She's not here right now, but I have got to shout out Yadira Ariano. Yadira led our panel. She's been somebody who's helped with our student panel. She's been somebody who's helped with the conference for so many different elements. I'm like text her going, what do you think about this? Yadira is a true partner and collaborator, and she is such an absolute pleasure to work with. Thanks for the nice stuff in the chat, everybody. I appreciate it. And with that, I have just a couple final words that I'd like to share with everybody. First off, I'd like to share another big thanks for all the organizations that came together. I hope everyone has looked in the program for the conference, because this is pretty spectacular. And it's not just the number of colleges, and it's not just that piece, but let's talk about our chancellor's offices from the CSU and the community college system. Let's talk about the UC Office of the President. How about California Department of Ed? How about Commission on Teacher Credentialing? How about JSPAC, Joint Special Populations? We had Ed Trust West, we had West Ed, we had Teach California, ACTEPS represented, the California BACS programs represented, Peach, Tri-C-ECE, OER, ZTC. I mean, the list just continues. I had to put everybody inside the program because there was so many of us. So this is not just about community colleges. This is so much broader. This is really about what is the community that we want to create moving forward, and what should it look like. I do want to give a huge shout out though to California Community College Teacher Preparation Programs, because that is the group that lets us come together and put this on, and is really striving for ways to have equitable teacher preparation opportunities between all of our education systems. Today's a new beginning. It's a new beginning, everybody. Today is a call to action. Let us commit to the culture of connectivity. Let us continue to look for ways to bring our education systems together. Sometimes that is as simple as you getting your invitation to a meeting and looking to see who is included and who is not included, and taking that extra step to say, hey, I noticed this one agency wasn't involved in the invite. Any chance I can invite my colleague along? I noticed this one education system is not in the conversation. Do you mind if I open the door and allow them to join us? Sometimes we're brokers ourselves. We are agents of change. And we at times also kind of keep our colleagues out, especially when there's grant funds and whatnot. We can't do that anymore. This has to be about a collectivity, about a community, and about just this whole different level of coming together. This goes back to what Tanette Salter with Joint Special Populations was saying. How do we humanize this experience for every single one of our students? How do we humanize it for us? We've got to keep our vessels full if we're going to continue this work. This is hard work. This is exhausting work. And it is so worth every single drop of blood, sweat, and tears that we devote to it. Whenever you have a doubt, whenever you're having one of those days, call me, email me. We have to have our colleagues that uplift us. And when we're struggling, we have to have those friends that'll bring us back and say, remember your purpose. Remember our calling. So if we're going to make systematic change, oh, how perfect. Kim Barker's just joining us. I love Kim. If we're about to make systematic change, we have to commit to being agents of change. We need to move forward together and across education systems. Now, the work that we've had the opportunity to do over the past 2 days will support us. It will also help us in terms of crafting the future of teacher preparation for the state of California. The cross-system activities that we have engaged in have literally helped to pave the way for what things will look like moving forward. And here's the best part. It's not about TPP. Literally, all of these cross-system collaborations, we literally looked, every single breakout except one had representatives from multiple groups. We had one breakout that was all community college. That's it. Every single other one had all this different representation. And so we need to work together to make sure our collective vision is what is happening moving forward. We're powerful. Let's make sure that we get this moving in the right direction, everyone. I'm hopeful that the future of cross-system collaboration will feature tangible spaces for us to come together and to have this constant community where we're working on it. I know I've shared a couple times this concept of the hubs. Marquita has shared about the regional caucuses. However it materializes, we need space, both virtually like this, but also tangible spaces that we can go to with our colleagues from all the different education systems to come together, and to not just come together We need to come together consistently. So here's what I ask of you today. Today is the day that you join the movement. Today is, and I know many of us have been in the movement for, years, but here's the thing. This is our movement now. And today is the day we recommit this year to making this happen. Who's with me? I love it. I see some hands. I love it. I love it. I am so blessed that we had the chance to come together during this conference. I'm so grateful for every single one of you and the collaboration we've had and have really been able to engage in. Going into the school year, part of, there's some talk at times about when this conference happens. I'm just going to be honest. And it's a very stressful time. And it was completely intentional from the moment that we crafted this exact week that we wanted this conference to happen 2 years ago. And guess why? I'm hoping, I'm praying that at this moment your vessel is feeling full as you are going into that school year, and you're feeling powerful and you're feeling like you're going to make change, because this is a time of change. There's so much disequilibrium and so much opportunity. We have a time where there's, just so much going on in terms of equity in our systems, and what does that look like, and how do we define equity moving forward? How do we work together with our brothers and sisters to hear their stories and to really figure out what is the best education for each individualized person in our system? We've got to move back to individuals. This whole like each person, we need to know exactly who they are and who they want to be and who they dream of becoming. And then we need to stand there and say, what can we do to help? What can I do to help? Because I will tell you, I'm 47 now, so I'm in this next part of my career. But there's nothing like you invest in these people, and then all of a sudden you stop and you look in your community, and they're teaching 3rd grade, and they're a kindergarten teacher, or maybe they're a high school teacher, or they're leading an early childhood, maybe they're a center director, or they're teaching their first preschool class. I have to tell you, I've now even seen the students that I taught in elementary school. Some of them have gone into the teaching profession. Okay, that's getting a little weird though, because it's been a long time, so I start feeling old. But it's so exciting. And I had something happen this summer for the first time ever. One of my teacher prep students got a job at the district office. So you then see this ripple effect of these people we impact are now being elevated into positions of power. So believe in what we do. Believe in teacher preparation. And when this gets hard, find your friends and your colleagues where you can sit down and say, guess what? I'm empty. I am on the E, and I need somebody to at least bring me to half tank because that's what we need to be for each other. And I'll tell you, many of us are that. When we're having a rough day, we are texting each other, we're laughing, we're helping each other get back on track. And so in this journey, you are not alone. You are part of a community of highly committed people that are here to do the hard work. We are here for the long haul, and we're here to work with you. I know, Bobby, I'm trying not to cry, but I believe so much in what we do and the power of what we do. We're so grateful that we had the chance to come together. I am here to be a support for everybody. I actually had somebody contact me on message and say, Renee, what college are you at? Which I love that question, because here's the thing. I'm not at any college anymore. I spent 14 years of my life at a college, and I served at the regional level. I even served at the statewide level. But now I started my own company a couple years ago because I want to do what I know is right, and pick up contracts and opportunities that not just impact our system, but also positively impact me. I want to be an agent of change, and I try to. And so if I can be a resource to any of you, I'm available, and I'm here to help. That's really part of the goal and part of my role. I always joke around and say I'm like a puzzle maker, because I just take all the pieces and try and connect them. I'm here as a partner. I'm here as a friend. So with that, I'm so excited to say that we have officially wrapped our second Bridging Education Systems Together to Strengthen California's Teacher Workforce. And I'm gonna be bold and say it right now. This is the second of what's gonna be many. So if you're with me, I wanna know it. Are we all together, everybody? Can we make some change? Excellent. I'm gonna ask for one more thing before we wrap for today. And that is, please have an action item for next week, okay? And maybe that action item is, hey, I'm going to check in with Renee and just say hi and just get a chance to know her. Or maybe it's going to be, you know what? I want to learn more about that Coalition for Anti-Racism. Let me go to their website, maybe set up a meeting to have a chance to talk with Lisa or one of the members involved. Maybe you're somebody who's like, wait a second, I need to talk to that Rosemary, because Rosemary is not only doing teacher preparation in the community college system, but Rosemary does teacher preparation in the CSU system as well. And so, or you might say, wait a second, I need to find somebody who's EDU and ECE and figure out, what I need from them or how to move forward. But we're in this together, and we're stronger together, we're better together. I don't mean to be taking our state logos and whatnot, but I truly believe that we are what we make ourselves and who we put ourselves with. And I think it's just so important, so important. With that, thank you so much for being at the conference this week. Please make sure to fill out the survey, because we are looking forward to what the future will hold. We're going back and forth about things like, and that's why we put on the survey. Do we want the conference once a year? Do we want it every 2 years? Do we want a quarterly meeting? Like, what do we need? Because every 2 years, in my opinion, is not enough. So let's get the work done. Let's roll up our sleeves, have a fantastic school year. But before we have that fantastic school year, let's go have an awesome Friday afternoon and an awesome weekend and fill up our vessels right now, because things are going to get tough, tougher than they already are, and we need each other. So I'm putting my email in the chat right now. I am here to be a resource to you and a resource to your programs and just to help connect. And I'm excited for our next phase. So thank you so very much, everybody, for being involved in the conference this year. And I'm excited for the future. Please join the COPs. Our new leadership COP is kicking off September 3rd. I'm excited, and it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be totally enriching. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and have a wonderful weekend. Take care, everybody.